Brooke and Peter. Lisa Thorne here, and as we had mentioned, or Brooke had mentioned, we're going to talk about how AP automation helps businesses navigate tough times. So as we all know, it's been a tough year for business, but for many businesses, the toughest test actually lies ahead. So how will companies return to growth in this challenging economic environment? This is a time to really rethink the way your business operates. Those who find better ways to confront the new normal will be better off. One area that businesses should absolutely take a hard look at is their accounts payable function. Over the past few months, businesses have made more progress in migrating away from paper check payments to suppliers than they made in the previous 4.5 years. 71% of businesses plan to automate their accounts payable function further in 2020. And we work with industry analysts, and that information was shared from IOFM, or Industry of Finance and Management. So again, today we're going to talk more about how accounts payable can play a big role in helping businesses navigate turbulent times. And we're going to also discuss how many businesses are currently rethinking the way they pay their suppliers. And technology is quickly being employed by many companies to address current challenges. So needless to say, accounts payable must modernize. Handling processes manually is no longer sustainable. The importance of real-time visibility to help finance leaders with decision-making and to provide businesses with tools for revenue growth to increase profitability and mitigate risk is critical. So, of course, a lot of you may have heard of Canon Information and Imaging Solutions, but we are, if you have not, we're a wholly owned subsidiary of Canon USA. And most people think of Canon as, globally as the camera and the printer company, but we help a lot of our customers with software solutions as well. So Canon as a company, revenue-wise, last year we did $35.6 billion, and our net income was $2.3 billion. One of the things, however, that we're most proud of is our patents. We've been in the top 5 patents in the U.S. for companies for the past 34 consecutive years. So what that really speaks to is the fact that we focus a lot on research and development and to bring the best solutions possible to our customers. So, again, Canon Information and Imaging Solutions, Inc., or we call ourselves CIIS. What we do is we bring together Canon's world-class imaging technologies and information management expertise to assist organizations in achieving their digital transformation objectives. So CIIS will transform organizations through intelligent automation. Intelligent automation solutions from Canon can remove friction across the process lifecycle and speed the delivery of information to downstream systems and decision makers. Intelligent automation can also eliminate errors that increase costs and impact customer service. It can control task execution in a configurable and efficient manner. So powered by our advanced digital technologies for information capture, management, and analytics, intelligent automation from CIIS does more than just automate core business processes. It actually makes them smarter. Needless to say, again, COVID-19 pandemic and social distancing is making a major impact on decision making. People are in a more emotional state because they are uncertain, making them more risk adverse and hypervigilant, especially about the personal consequences of making decisions. Emotions bring on the mindset of fight, flight, or freeze. With uncertainty, many people retreat to a freeze state where doing nothing feels like the right thing. Social distancing has put new constraints on the workplace, including work at home, expanded use of and dependence on virtual meetings. But for those essential workers that have to go into the office, the old challenges in terms of working with various systems and processes is still there, and so is the need for automation. And these things are all exacerbated by the current state of affairs. So both Canon and GSI have been successful in spite of the pandemic, serving our clients remotely as well as practicing social distancing. So that's good at least. What we do too at Canon is we work with a lot of industry analysts to study what's going on in the industry. So in a recent finding, they looked at how businesses pay their suppliers. So many businesses have begun to rethink the way they pay their suppliers. Before the pandemic, 41% of businesses made at least half of their payments to supplier via a paper check, according to the results of a poll by the IOFM, Institute of Finance and Management, conducted during a recent virtual town hall meeting. But for smaller businesses, for smaller businesses, this means the higher the percentage of check payments they were likely to have made to suppliers before the pandemic began. But what's interesting is, since the start of the pandemic, the percentage of businesses that make at least half their payments to suppliers by check has declined by an astounding 7 percentage points, IOFM found. So people are scrambling to make changes, and it's probably the right thing to do. So another, yay, there you go, thank you. Another finding that the analyst said was AP departments are definitely undergoing radical change. So AP departments are now 88% of them are working remotely as a result of COVID, and 26% are struggling to manage their AP departments. This is really the time to rethink the way your business operates. Those who step up their game now will be better off and far more ready to confront the challenges and the opportunities of the new normal. One area, again, that businesses should take a hard look at is their accounts payable function. Accounts payable can play a big role in helping businesses navigate turbulent times, and automation can help set the business on a course for the future for long-term success when things improve. So I'm going to have Peter further share some of the challenges and what we can do about it. Peter?
Thank you, Lisa. Can everybody hear me okay? I guess so.
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for participating in our webinar today. I appreciate that. I want to pick up where Lisa left off in her discussion about the changes AP departments are going through today. As you can see here, we're going to lead off with a manual invoice processing is not sustainable, because the approaches to invoice processing that many AP departments are using during this pandemic include employees working longer hours, routing invoices via email, and employees going into the office and frequently having to scan invoices into an email box and routing those to various individuals in the organization for approval. These are not sustainable solutions. Never mind that this process frequently results in lost or overlooked documents, such as hand-signed documents, contracts, and the like, and other important documents. During turbulent times, it is doubtful that anyone will continue to have the time for manual or invoice processing. Manual and semi-automated invoice processing creates multiple problems, as companies dealing with the pandemic situation are now painfully aware. Might not have been so aware when you're in the office, but now that you're remote, these problems are surfacing all the time. For instance, key information is not being captured, and part of the business picture may not be clear. Data is poorly organized and therefore takes additional time to organize and understand it. Information may not be timely, which results in delays with supplier payments, and late payment fees can result from that. Systems are badly integrated or not integrated at all, so silos of information and data are a result of that. Invoices are being lost or temporarily misplaced. All of those add to the processing time for your invoicing. Lack of traceability of the process and accountability of the employees can lead to increased risk of fraud. We're going to talk about that in more detail in the next slide. And if the key data is not being captured, decision makers are not able to understand the big picture of their business. Potential for fraud is a key area that companies are focused on nowadays. Manual and semi-automated invoice approval processes raise the level of risk of fraud. Standard email routing is not a secure method for distributing invoices. Employees doing multiple tasks also leads to lack of segregation of duties, and therefore no chain of custody assurance can lead to potential fraud. No tracking of action taking place means no audit trail. And as a result, there would be no ready access to audit information. And document images have the possibility of being deleted ahead of deadlines. Excuse me. You can now be a catalyst of change by participating in these three activities: developing more effective process-led capabilities, serve as a valuable conduit for more strategic activity, and deliver intelligence-based led insights. Digitizing accounts payable helps businesses gain back time, money, and control at a time when they need all three the most, all while extending investments in legacy ERP and accounting systems. By developing standardized processes and automating them, resources will be freed up for more strategic activities, in particular, the ability to deliver insights into the business based on real-time analytics. So what's the game plan here? Every individual and organization needs a game plan. If, like many companies, you are currently struggling to manage the challenging business environment and are unsure of how to start, my advice is to start with an assessment. Many of our customers have used our assessment capability to find out, to model what they're doing today and understand how AP automation can assist them in streamlining that operation and automating their process. Analyzing your current financial processes with the help of an expert consultant is a good way to set the stage for future process transformation that will help make your company poised for growth and ready to fight the competition. CIIS offers business consulting expertise for AP automation, and we will help you navigate through that game plan to automate that process. Let me now cover how intelligent automation can help your organization navigate through these difficult times and beyond. We'll start out with the intelligent automation from Canon in three key areas. There are three key areas to address, and those are intelligent document capture, content management, and workflow collaboration and integration. I'm now going to explore each of these in a little greater detail. So let's start with intelligent invoice capture. Canon's intelligent invoice capture covers 5 main capabilities. The capture of paper in electronic invoices. We will digitize invoices received via mail, fax, email, and email attachment. All of those can be done automatically with the exception of those that come in by mail. Those that come in by mail, someone will need to put that invoice on a scanner and scan that information into a network folder, which we will monitor and extract when there's something in it. Employing state-of-the-art data extraction that incorporates free-form extraction, and we use no templates per supplier. They're not required. In other words, it's totally free-form. You're not maintaining any templates for any of your vendors in order for the OCR to work properly. Our best-in-class OCR is from a leading global OCR solution called Iris. And line item extraction and matching to validate purchase order information is something that we do automatically for all your PO-based invoices. Automated processing includes automatic configurable invoice indexing, metadata creation for archiving and search capabilities, and a solution trained to continuously improve in performance, meaning that an individual in the organization can actually continue to train the solution, especially the capture component, by very simple rules, point and click. And it's so easy to train your solution so that any unique information per supplier can be maintained in the OCR solution, that it'll recognize it the next time that information comes in on that supplier. Automating process includes automating, I already did that. Our multilingual and multi-currency capabilities and our legal and fiscal support, both of local languages, currency, and date formats, is part of the original solution. Content and context verification. We verify individual fields on the invoice and recognize their context to that specific invoice. Look at content management for a minute. And content management in our solution also has 5 key capabilities. There's the search and find information capability using keyword, full text search, and with a combination of keyword criteria. Controlled access, being important for system security, includes things like incorporating role-based access rules, providing access controls and permissions, retention rules and retention period management, audit capabilities for traceability and compliance. For fraud protection, incorporating fraud detection and prevention measures that will help your organization reduce the instances of fraud, as I mentioned in an earlier slide. Award-winning security and compliance features supporting security and compliance management requirements that each organization may have, with easy configuration of those requirements based upon your specific policies. And database lookup capabilities, matching invoice data with master data from your ERP system with many means of obtaining your desired search requirements. And lastly here, we're going to talk about workflow and collaboration. It has 4 capabilities, as you can see in the slide. Workflow management. We provide flexible, customizable workflows with a drag and drop user interface. These workflows basically model any business process you may have in your organization today or want to have in the future. We support ad hoc task assignments when needed and incorporate dynamic access rules, approval workflow, and policy creations that reflects your environment. Under collaboration, mobile access to the information anytime from anywhere. So no matter where you are in the world, you're able to access the information from our solution at any point in time. Document highlighting and comments as capability, and version and date control as well. Centralized access to all your information in one database. Everybody sees the same information. With the integration and financial system means automatic routing of invoice data to your financial system. PO matching with POs generated within your procurement system is a standard capability of the solution. ERP vouchers automatically created with no manual data entry, and dynamic URL access to the invoice image directly from your AP voucher screen. There's no need to sign into another solution, such as a document management solution, in order to see the voucher, the invoice itself. You can see that directly from the AP voucher screen within your financial system. In business analytics, we provide real-time access to the status of your invoices in process and providing business intelligence through configurable dashboards, which you'll see in a future slide here. So automated AP invoice process flow for the Canon solution is shown here. And let's talk about this for a few minutes, because for many companies today, the ultimate objective is to reduce the need for scanning invoices for processing, and we accomplish this through digital automation. Engaging vendors to send invoices via email creates what is called a decentralized capture process, minimizing internal efforts of traditionally scanning invoices into the automation process. Functions within the solution allow the monitoring of a designated email inbox or multiple inboxes, and has evolved the automation capabilities, eliminating the need for manually saving email attachments into the system for processing. Or even more enticing, eliminating what many companies today are doing with emailed invoices, printing them for processing. Hopefully you're done. This tremendously reduces the time and effort to get invoices into the system and reduces the current manual scanning efforts. While not all manual efforts can be eliminated, the goal is to minimize them as much as possible. Our whole goal is to minimize the number of keystrokes you need in order to process an invoice. Understanding how vendors will submit will allow further automation in identifying how to process the invoice through the solution. The desired end goal is to create as much of a touchless process, as I mentioned, as possible, and integrating the power of the AP automation solution intelligence for such things as automatically identifying the invoice as either a single invoice or multiple invoices, whatever came in that email, based on vendor identification, keywords, or other identifiable information. identifying the applicable location or region through designated email boxes, and automatically setting key data for processing, such as legal entity where applicable. Leveraging the core technology functions, automatically identifying the specific vendor site based on supplier master, and use this to set your business rules to enhance the data extraction from the invoice. Perform purchase order line extraction and matching to validate the individual lines of the invoice and apply the available funds on the purchase order, a very key capability for PO-based invoices. And as previously discussed, incorporating the ability to associate valid coding values to the invoice, such as a non-PO invoice, in order to be processed by your ERP system. The overall design of the automation is to provide intelligent recognition and matching of data from the invoice to data available within the ERP system, so that traditional OCR can be enhanced and optimized. This action leverages artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other logic methods in order to increase the accuracy while employing specific business rules. We have multiple deployment models. Did I skip one? No, excuse me. We have multiple deployment models for our AP automation solution. First of all, we have the on-premise solution, preferred where the data center has capacity, and it's a perpetual one-time license fee. Then there's the hosted in the cloud. This is taking that on-premise solution and externalizing the infrastructure, perhaps on your own private website, hosting site, or utilizing someone like Amazon or whatever to host the environment itself. And then our AP cloud solution, a solution that's scalable, reduces your upfront costs, and of course the software as a service model. Three ways of deploying the AP automation solution. The accounts payable process in the cloud, I just want to give you a little more information on that. So invoice extraction is as a service. Invoices are uploaded or emailed to the solution itself. Invoice information is extracted with our OCR capability, and the header information and line items are extracted and defined. In the cloud, there's no infrastructure required. It's always up to date. We apply the patches, the new releases, etc. ourselves, and you just receive the benefit of that. It's scalable. It can absorb peak usage, or it can go down. It can go up or down, depending upon your specific requirements. And of course, quick implementation and lower upfront investment is something that you get with a SaaS solution. It's pay as you go. It creates the voucher in your financial system, and the dashboard provides a real-time status of all your invoices that are in process. No solution is any good unless there's some benefits to it. So in this particular slide, I'd like to just talk about two major benefits that you can see from an AP automation solution. The number of invoices processed for a full-time employee always increases. And in many organizations, it increases dramatically, as you can see here, going from a low of 1,350 to 22,000, depending your type of organization and the types of invoices that you process. There can be a tremendous increase in the number of invoices per full-time employee. And because of the improved throughput, the average cost to process an invoice will also be dramatically impacted. Today, if you don't measure the invoices processed per full-time employee and the actual cost to process an invoice today, then you should be tracking both of those key metrics, for they will help in justifying any AP automation process solution or project that you have in the future. Some additional benefits. In summation, let's talk about invoices that typically process much faster than before, as I mentioned in the earlier slide. Typical results, reduction of processing time by 75%. Invoices at FTE, full-time employees, are processing up to 11 times more invoices than in a manual mode. And duplicate invoices are eliminated because the solution will grab them and extract them and not let them be processed. And the manual data entry errors are greatly reduced because there's not much manual data entry occurring. Capture of supplier discounts are 7 times more likely, because now you'll be able to track all your invoices going through the system, identifying those that need to be paid earlier than others in order to capture the discount. And the business analytics are available to all in a real-time view of the state of the process as it is at any point in time, any time of the day. It's not batch, it's real time. With that, I'd like to thank you. I appreciate your participation, and I hope that some of you have some questions for us regarding the solution that you heard about today. And I'll turn it over to Brooke. I'm coming, Brooke. There you go.
I know Brooke has some additional slides she likes to share as well.
Sorry, guys, 1 second. Can you guys hear me okay? My computer keeps freezing. Are you guys still there?
Now we can.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
My computer keeps freezing, so I was trying to log in on my phone, and
Oh.
so I apologize. Thank you for bearing with me there. I just want to cover a few follow-up items, and thank you so much, Peter, for that presentation, and Lisa as well. Let me just take control of the screen. Oh, can you see my screen okay?
Yep, just came back up.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, thank you guys so much. All right, I just want to cover a few follow-up items. We provide extensive free educational resources, including our weekly educational webcasts, our online newsletter called the GSI Insider, and we also have YouTube where you can view all of our webcast recordings, and we also offer on-site and virtual workshops. If you'd like to sign up for any of our weekly email reminders or our upcoming webcasts, you can go out to getgsi.com, go to resources and events on the main menu, select your platform, and then you can click the appropriate link on the right. So we will be hosting a hands-on virtual workshop on Tuesday, September 29th, and a hands-on orchestrator workshop on Thursday, October 15th. And they are both limited space, so make sure to register. They're out on our website right now. And we also have erptalk.com, which is a problem-solving forum where you can get all of your ERP questions answered. And make sure to stay connected with us on social media. All of our handles are currently listed on the screen, and you can see our most up-to-date on webcasts, events, industry insights, and a whole lot more. So I see that we have a couple questions. Let me just pull that up really quick. Okay, so our first question, Lisa and Peter, are you guys ready?
Yes.
All right, so our first question comes from Doug, and he says, Does Canon offer intelligent automation for any other business processes?
I'll take that, Lisa. Yes, Doug, we do have other intelligent automation solutions, such as for accounts receivable, employee and project expense management, human resources onboarding, tax exemption certificate processing, and more than that. So I mean, that's just a short list of some of the solutions that we have today available.
Okay, great. And then I have one more question from Marie, and she said, how long does it take to implement your your AP automation service?
And that's a good question, because it really is dependent upon your organization itself. And what I mean by that is the volume of invoices that you process. Is your master data up to date and clean and not many duplicates? And do you have a lot of extensive workflows that have to be completed? So based upon that, implementation can go anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks. That would be typical. And if there's any customization, which we normally don't do because our solution is really configurable and we don't have to customize in order to be able to make it work for you in the way that you want it to work. But sometimes people have something extra that they want, and we can do customizations as well. But anyway, if you take the 8 to 12 weeks as a time frame, I think you're good for that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Well, that appears to be the end of our questions for today. As a follow-up from today's webcast, we ask that you complete a short 1-minute survey when you exit, and you will be receiving an email with a link to our resource center where you can access a recording from today's webcast as well as a copy of the presentation. And after today's webcast, we will do the drawing for the $25 Amazon gift card, and anyone that attended the entire webcast will be eligible, and we will notify the winner. And if you have any follow-up questions for myself or Peter or Lisa, please feel free to email us at the email listed currently on the screen. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you, Peter and Lisa, and everyone for attending. And we hope that you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.